Hello, let's talk about the deep state in Zimbabwe. The deep state in Zimbabwe is not just characterized by rich elite in Harare, but it is actually deep because it entails a lot of people across government, across society. It is deep because it is deep seated in religious spaces, in traditional spaces, in political and all civil spaces, in the ruling party and also in the opposition. It is actually a system, a systematic way of governance whereby it is run by people who believe in this belief system of oppression. It becomes an oppressive regime because the people that are part of it are lazy and they don't want to take responsibility. And that, which is their job really, is to build the country. They say nyeka inovakwa nevayo, but they're not even interested in building anything. They're interested rather in extracting the resources of the land. These are the resources that they did not create themselves. These are the resources that were created by God. They were born in this land. They found the resources there. And now they want to compete out everyone else. The way you close the door to everybody in the country, you create your own cabal. And it's a lot of people. It's not 200 people. It's not 1,000. It's not 10,000. I do not know the number. It's probably over a million. There's 2.3 million people that voted Idi Mnangagwa. As suffering and as strange as it is, it's true. There is 2.3 million Zimbabweans who are part and parcel of the system. It is a demonic system as well. Don't worry about the church. They might call themselves prophets, they might have big churches, but they're demonic empowered from under oceans. Don't worry that they're calling themselves opposition. They are lying, they're just playing a role. They're not really opposing anything. They don't want to bring any change whatsoever. And you can see them online. Some of them are ordinary citizens, but they're not just ordinary because they are part of the system, of the oppressive system. Since they're the ones who are making money, usually they are the ones who actually have data to comment online, to support Nelson Chamisa, whom they know very well. It's not taking them to any canon of some sort, but it's just hoodwinking people. Some of them, you can see, some of them, they even got YouTube channels. If you wanted to know a state agent who has been acquired to work to favor Triple C's Chamisa, you will see they will always defend Chamisa in everything. And the hero worship Chamisa as if he is God in every single thing. Then you get no. That's a huge sign that this is a paid agent of the state, and their job is to support Chamis. You think I'm crazy? I know some of you who are not that deep think I'm crazy when I say the state pays people to oppose. You think no, Chamis are not kuvisa Zanu, these YouTube channels and these Twitter handles, there are always anti Zanu PF. They really want to bring change, really. So are you telling me that you bring change by always holding Twitter spaces that blame ZANU-PF or making YouTube videos that blame ZANU-PF? Do you think that Zimbabweans are that unknowledgeable enough that they do not know that they are suffering? They need some YouTuber or some Twitter space to explain to them the nature of their suffering. You think they do not know that they are abused, their future is stolen from them? No, they know that. What Zimbabwe is, it is a real revolution, a real change, something which the elite in Harare do not want to see happening. So how do they make sure that doesn't happen? They begin to control the narrative of the Triple C. They begin to own the opposition, including the leader, this one Chamiso, and the rest of them. And the Barakashis of Triple C. There's the Barakashis of ZANU-PF. There's also the Triple C ones. The toxicity amongst them is orchestrated. It's not like they hate each other, those people. You Zimbabweans who are weak and miserable hate each other. But them, they love each other. But it's highly unlikely that Zimbabweans are going to live and to listen to my video It's most likely the ones that listen to my video in Zimbabwe are the ones who can afford data to listen to YouTube because they're actually benefiting from the oppressive system one way or the other. And the Zimbabweans who need this message don't have enough data to hear the words of wisdom of the Almighty, the words of encouragement that if true freedom is coming, a true revolution is coming, it won't include Chamisa. Okay, let me just be clear with you. The new Zimbabwe that is loading does not include Chamisa and the Triple C. We can take that to the bank. We can take that to the bank. So that is the nature of the oppressors in Zimbabwe. If you're a Zimbabwean who is worth his or her salt, you need to know this. You need to jot this down. For God is not mocked. God is not a fool. They can keep on saying God is in it, but He Himself, God, He knows where He is. You think that God doesn't know where He is? People are playing with God. Do you think that God does not know where He is? Okay, if God is in it, indeed, the Lord will deliver. But if He's not in it, if He is not in it, you will see Him popping up wherever He is. I rest my case. So the fight here is a fight of access to opportunities, access to economic opportunities. So this band of individuals who knowing very well that opportunities belong to everyone in the country equally begin to collude and ensure that they narrow down access to opportunities to themselves and those who belong in this occultic regime. The regime is not ZANU-PF. I'm not a fool. I've passed through that state of thinking the regime is ZANU-PF. The regime is both ZANU-PF and Triple C. It's playing with people's minds just so as to keep the nation's wealth in the narrow field. But there's one thing that they don't understand about economics. That is why globalization succeeded, or to a large extent, and free trade is much advised, even by most economists. Do you know why? Because once you narrow the economic system to a few people, even for those few people, the economic system will eventually collapse. Because let's take an example. If you are the one who begins to own all businesses in a certain area, imagine if you own everything and nobody owns everything, who's going to buy from you when you are the only one with resources? No one. Eventually your own business falls. But the falsehood that this ZANU-PF elite and this Zimbabwean deep state elite, the mindset that they run on is that as long as they keep everybody else out and they the few benefit, they believe they will be rich forever. But a time comes in the politics, or rather in the economics of of things, that once you run a monopoly, at some point the monopoly falls under its own weight. And ZANU-PF has been running such a political monopoly, even including sponsoring a triple C, which really is part and parcel of that demonic evil system. And the system of triple C is very strange, and it's a rare evil because you don't find it in other countries, whereby you have got an opposition that purports to oppose the ruling party, has got a lot of people who are seemingly supporters, but they're not real supporters. They're just robots or rent a crowd who eagerly appear like they want to remove a party from power, but they are not wanting that. They want to pretend. So it's a strange phenomenon. No. You don't find it in UK or USA or in other countries. In other countries, if there's an opposition, the opposition, if it wins the election, it actually leads government. Not in Zimbabwe. The opposition never wins elections. And the opposition knows. They prepare for elections knowing that they will not win. knowing that it's just a lie, just to make Zimbabweans think that there's a change coming, but there's no change coming. Which means I doubt, even if now I doubt, even if Chamisa were to be made the president of Zimbabwe, I doubt if he will be serving the interests of everyone, because this regime and this elite that also include Nelson Chamisa are not interested in opening up the country to everyone. So even if the president is Nelson Chamisa, we will still have poverty and suffering in Zimbabwe, because he is a part and parcel of the same group of people. So don't tell me that there's going to be a change. But the higher a crowd that is supporting Chamisa currently, when he is president, they will also be supporting him. They will also be crushing everybody who is against President Chamisa. You understand? Because we're part of the demonic system. And everybody else will still be broken, miserable. Perhaps they will add one or two things there and there, but eventually it will collapse, because at the end of the day, it's an occultic regime. Alright. What we need is a holistic change of the system. And I mean, I want to become president of Zimbabwe. Or you can take this to the bank, baby. I will fire everyone in government. I will fire most people that can afford data in Zimbabwe. It's most likely that if you are watching this video, if I become president, I will fire you. It's most likely that you do not want to see that day coming true. And that's okay. Freedom has got a price. We really need to destroy oppression and evil. And sometimes evil is on the inside of us. That is the first evil that we must fight. Us as the oppressors of our own selves and of our own fellow men. That needs to be addressed, no matter how painful it shall be. Holy is the Lord.